Hey everybody, this is Tech and Data Tips for Business People. Today we're going to be appending two data sets using Power Query. If you have two data sets that have the exact same fields and in the same order, but they have different rows, you would use Append to combine that data set into one big one. Sometimes you might have two or more data sets that had the same exact columns, but they have different rows because you may have wrote an SQL query that pulls the two data sets separately because when you try to query all of the data at once, maybe it's too big and it times out or it runs out of memory. You can kind of think of appending data as stacking data, where it's stacked on top of each other. No new fields are added, but new rows are. And this is different from merging data, which adds columns and may or may not add rows. To illustrate this, let's say that we have two very simple data sets. One of them has a bunch of transactions that are in January of 2021. Another one has a bunch of transactions that are in February of 2021. And as you see here, the rows are completely separate, but the columns are exactly the same. So there's only 6 columns or fields, and they are exactly the same, and they are also in the same order. When you append these two data sets, what you get is one bigger data set with all of the same columns, but the rows will contain all the rows in the first table and the second table that you're combining. So to illustrate this in Power Query, what we've actually done already is we have loaded both of the data sets. This is transactions _1 and this is transactions _2. And so there's two of them here, and they're pointing to two CSV files somewhere. And you can see that when I refresh, they actually refresh here. So what we do to append these two and make one big one is you go to Query, you go to Edit to enter the Power Query editor, and all you have to do is click here and append queries, and you can append the two queries into the current one that you have selected. So if we select append queries, it'll take this transaction _2 data set and then append transaction _1 to it, and then transaction _2 will have both of them combined. But if you select this option, append queries is new, you get a third data set that basically just combines the two of them. So you have a third one underneath here. Let's do that. And here you just say I have two tables, and that's the case. And the first table is just pick one of them, and the second table is pick the other one. And then you say OK. And that's it. You have one big data set that has all of the rows of both of those two. And you can rename it. And that's pretty much it. That is Append in a nutshell. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.